Good afternoon, everybody. Nearly late there. We were busy chatting in the background. Right, I'll bring the guys in. Today I've got Kez from Spirit and Bear, although Phil is there as well. And we've got JP as well. I have sent the link out to some other people. Some people probably working, others not out of bed yet because it is a bit early over in Texas. What we're doing today, let's have a look and see what we're doing today. Today I've got a piece of you on the lathe. It's a bit gnarly. It's got a few cracks and things in, a couple of burry bits, more cracks. Going to turn a small hollow form and see how we get on. I might have to, once I've turned the outside, I might have to put some super glue or stuff in, but we'll see how we get on anyway. So I'll get on and do some turning, and the guys can let me know what's happening out there in YouTube land.
Okay. Let me quickly scroll to the. Let me go to the top of the YouTube chat because StreamYard doesn't let me go to the top of the chat. Right. So we have Mike Yu, we have Chris Dodds, we have Wood Wizardry by Colin, we have Robert Dolman out there, we have Malcolm Douglas, we have Chris Dodds, we have Peter Corrigan, we have Terry Bartlett, we have Kez and or Phil from Spirit and Bear. Probably both of them because I can see them in the panel. We have Terry Bartlett again. We have Hodgepodge out there. We have Gavs out there. We have Miss Chris Schwinn is out there. We have Mark the Gentleman Wood Turner. And accompanying Mark, we have Pete, Terry, Brian as well. And they are currently on the M18 heading to Yorkshire. Hopefully they're singing the Yorkshire Grit song. Have fun up there, boys. We have David Nicol. And that's it as far as... Oh no, Woodwork Learners out there as well. So at the moment, that is it at the moment. So I'll keep you updated if anyone else comes in. At the top of the chat, we have Wayne's Linktree, which you can find a link to all his social medias and all of his merch. So you can get yourself a Drilly t-shirt, you can get yourself a Mint t-shirt, you can get yourself a Jerkin Man t-shirt, and hoodie, mask, all that good stuff. So yeah. Who else? Someone said Tommy's Workshop's just come in, and Norman Greenwell has just come in as well.
Excellent. So to the guys who are going to Yorkshire Grit HQ this weekend, have a brilliant time, and I hope to see that big bowl finished.
Yeah. Please don't try turning it with a pen turning tool like I did. You will get a catch.
You will get a catch, and it does tend to scare the stuff out of you.
Yeah.
I forgot to say, today's programme is brought to you by Saturday Morning Cartoons with Jake and Jamie.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. I've even got my cup as well.
I went on over
there. Change your camera back, mate.
Oh, change the camera back. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I went on there. I was contemplating whether to buy a t-shirt or a hoodie. Wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, we've got all sorts of merch up there. That's in. If anyone's interested in them, we can get that in both mine and Jake's link trees on our Instagrams. That's a show that comes to you obviously on Saturdays. It's 4 o'clock UK time in the afternoon, obviously, and 10 a.m. Central time over in the States. So
changed again.
Yeah, their clocks are all up to date now.
Oh, okay, because it was a bit out for a week, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, their clocks were wrong for a week.
They were.
On the 20th of this month, the Virtual Craft Festival is back. So that's going to be a day of 16 hours of good fun crafting and making. So for the lineup so far, we've got, or I'll say so far, the final lineup is Wayne Gilbert, which is Wayne Big Feeties. We have Claire's Crafty Corner. We have James from Morton Make, Scott the Blue Light Tumbler, Heidi Jacobs, Jake Thompson, Andy Hill, Kez over at Spirit and Bear, Tim Cunningham from the Urban Forge, Wayne the Woodturner, Art of Fire, which is the Glass Blowers, Franco Noce and Zach Herberholtz doing some cooking and stuff. Mr. Andy Berkey, the fabulous Scott Hampton, who's a fantastic wood turner. And of course, myself and Cole Jacobson kicking off the show and ending the show at 10 a.m., which is UK time, or 5 a.m. Eastern time, or 2 a.m. Pacific time. Kicking off the show, and obviously it runs for 16 hours. So, yeah. Copper Owl's out in the chat.
Hey, Rob.
They're all saying hello to each other. We haven't had a question for a while, have we?
No, we haven't.
Let's see if we can think of one. Let's see if I. Do you know what, let's put it up to the chat. If you could ask Wayne a question, what question would that be?
There we go.
Woodwell says, "What the beep is Wayne doing?" I think we all wonder that. David J. Heath, the Guildford Carpenter, is in. Says, "Hello, everyone." Hodgepodge says, "So on a special occasion like the 15th Virtually Crafty, I guess you guys should make it a 32-hour long. You never know, we might do a 24-hour one at some point. That might be a good thing to do. We can get some of the Aussies involved. That'd be pretty cool. Not that we haven't had the Aussies involved before. We've had Robbo on, he was pretty good. Brent Beercroft's in.
Hey, Brent. Right, I'm just going to get this drilled out now.
Peter Corrigan's got a question. He says, "What is Wayne's airbrush name?"
Blowy.
Blowy. Christos says, question. Are you friends with Yoda? Jen's Craft and Creations. This is good afternoon, Wayne and Jamie. Kez is here as well, Jen. She's very quiet, but she's here. Or maybe she's not.
No, she's not. Hang on. She is now.
She is now.
My battery went flat.
That's the wrong button.
I plugged it into the wrong socket and the battery had gone flat, so it kind of kicked me out. Sorry.
Hodgepodge says, "If Wayne was an animal, what animal would he be?"
A wolf.
A wolf. There you go.
Nice choice.
Serious question from Terry Bartlett. Wayne, how long have you been turning? 9 minutes.
I was going to say that.
Excellent answer.
I started turning, Terry, in, I think it was October of 1986.
Wow.
A couple of years then. Woodwell Learner says, "Can you please re-show those paints you used the other day?"
I certainly will. Just hang on a sec. I'll pop this back out.
I've got some of them. They should be arriving anytime soon today.
There you go.
Space dust.
Space dust
Yeah.
by the Lathe.
They look really nice, Liz.
You get 3 sets. You get the space dust one. What's the other 2, Jamie? Is it the galaxy one?
So there's a galaxy dust and magic dust.
Yeah, galaxy dust, magic dust, and space dust. So that's them. Around about.
Are they specifically for the airbrush?
You can use them both just by brushing, or you can use them with airbrush. They are already thinned down to use directly into airbrush, and it's like colours in the pot. So depending on how you show them in the light, they'll come up as different colours.
Right.
Nice. I'm gonna have fun playing with them.
Yeah, me as well.
It basically I only got them because I could copy Wayne.
Yeah. But I've not done
Woodwork Learner says just got them from a local shop for $18.75. That's cheap when you can get them from Amazon.
Yeah, I think they're about $18.99 on Amazon. Although one set for some reason comes in at $16.99.
Yeah. One bottle less. Woodwork Learner says just making sure I got the right make. Woodwork was really cool. Where can I get some from? Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah.
What you do, Colin, is you click the link tree, right? And then you click buy Wayne a coffee, right? And then Wayne uses them.
Yeah. Shows you how.
And then shows you how.
Was that Connie asking how they're getting used? Or how do they get used?
No, I was just explaining to Colin where you get them from.
Oh, Colin. Right, sorry, Colin. I will be using them again on the virtual crafty weekend. Probably on a platter.
So what I'm going to be doing on the craft festival, in case people haven't noticed already, I've been doing a series of 4 platters, bowls. I don't know what you'd want to call them. So I'm going to be doing the 3rd in the series, and the 4th is going to be a video coming out. So it should be fun.
Look forward to that one.
So it's a 4-part series. Woodwork says got to get some Ebonizing Lacquer next.
Right,
Yeah,
if you don't want to go to the expensive, getting Ebonizing Lacquer, go to your local auto store and just buy some black gloss paint, spray on. It works just as well.
I used to use the Poundland stuff. Used to.
What do you use now, Jamie?
Ebonizing Lacquer.
There we go.
Or spray paint. It depends on if I'm out of it.
Yeah.
Depends on what I feel like making, to be honest. Woodworm Paul says, question, I'm in earworms.
Hey?
I don't know, unless it's a typo. Doug Miller at Woodspun Run says, good morning, everyone.
Hey, Doug. Tell you what, I'll put that on.
Woodwork Learner says, Terry, Wayne was just over 400-year-olds when he started. Ruben Woodcraft says, good afternoon.
Hiya, Ruben.
Hello.
Hodgepodge says, JP is usually out of it, it sounds. No, I've got a couple of tins up there. Brian McLaughlin is in, says, good afternoon, everyone, with a couple of drinks.
Brian.
Bailey Woodworks is in. Hello, Chris.
Brian must be either on his lunch or in between travelling somewhere or just not working today.
He's taking a break.
He's taking a break. I thought he might be doing something like that. Brian comes from just up outside the Edinburgh area.
All right.
He
One of the
actually,
locals.
yeah, he popped in a couple of weeks ago when he was on his
Okay.
travels.
Chris Dodd says, "G'day" to the other Chris. Oh yeah, he says, "Is it lunchtime?"
Let's see how that's doing around there. Not so bad. Not so bad.
If anyone does have a question for Wayne, go all hail the Wood Jedi and ask your question. We'll ask him. The 47 people out in the chat, Wayne.
Excellent.
Benjamin's just popped in with saying hello, humans. Ruben's Woodcraft says, question. Go on, Kez, I'll let you talk for a bit.
All right. Ruben says, question, what type of wood is that?
It's you, Ruben.
No. It is firm wood.
Copper Owl says, it is Ask Wayne a Question Day, Ben.
I think what I'll do, because I am getting close to the side, I think I'm going to put some super glue in these cracks.
It's Ask Wayne anything you like, Day.
Yeah. Ruben says, thanks for that. Wasn't sure from this angle.
Paul Hoyton, the Grisby Turner's in.
Hey,
Grisby
Paul.
Turner, sorry. David Nichols says there can't be a yew tree left within 100 miles of Wayne's house.
Yes, Doug, it is. Kez, it's me. He was asking who the lady earworm is.
Hodgepodge says this could have been a Starbond promotion if Wayne used Starbond.
Yeah, but Wayne doesn't.
Do you not?
Nope. No, I'm probably one of the few turners in the UK that didn't get in touch with.
Ah.
But if you want to use Starbond and buy Starbond, Jamie's got a 15% discount code.
I do. Copperell says, question. What is the longest you have went without turning, and what is the longest you have ever turned in one go?
Right, the longest I've gone without turning is probably about 18 months. I went through a period where I got totally hacked off with it, so I basically stopped for a while. The longest I've done turning with just having breaks in the workshop, probably about 16 hours.
Wow.
Was that sanding?
No, that was getting an order done for a shop.
Oh, so that was multiple items then?
No, it was basically fruit.
All right.
You might have to elaborate there, Wayne.
It was sort of the beginning of the season. It was around about springtime, and there was a shop from up in, further north up in Scotland, put their first order in of the season for some fruit, and they wanted it fairly quick, which is typical. So I spent, I can't remember how many I did. At that time, I used to average, when I did fruit a hell of a lot, I used to average doing 60 or 7 pieces a day, start to finish. So this was sort of double that. So it was probably about 150 pieces I did that day.
Chris Shreen says, "Oh, whoa, 16 hours, dang."
Yeah.
Ruben says, "Paul Wayne, they even contacted me and I said no." Woodworm Paul says, "Question, all hail the Wood Jedi. What Horowin tool would you recommend for buying Horowin forms, please?"
Right, it depends on the size. Something this sort of size, these ones are ideal. These are the Simon Hope ones, the small ones. Medium size, Horowin again. Simon Hope ones, more medium size. These will do comfortably around about 7-8 inches, something like that. I have used in the past a lot of the where are they? The woodcut type of Horowin tool. You can get a whole variety of these. These have got an actual cutter on, and you can adjust the depth of the cut on these. You can get loads and loads of different ones of them. Which other one do I use on a regular basis? I always forget this guy's name. Guy from New Zealand. But that's his one. Similar type of setup. Nah, his name's gone.
Some say I'd be being a bit biased here, but I'd say they're the 1, 2, and 3 number one Hollowers from Easy Wood Tools. Benjamin's got a question.
Sorry,
oh, go on, Kez. Go on, you go for it.
It says, question. If you were to add up all the bowls you've turned over the years, do you prefer cheese and onion crisps or salt and vinegar crisps?
Salt and vinegar.
Oh, good man.
That was an easy answer.
Yeah. Salt, vinegar and prawn cocktail. It's just got a bit.
Oh, no. That's just wrong.
No, it's not. Not together.
I think we're going to have to reevaluate our friendship, Kez.
Why?
Mind you, saying that, I don't mind skips.
Not too bad. I just I can't place the profit between prawn cocktail and salt and vinegar.
Rolly Munro, does that ring a bell, Wayne?
Who?
Rolly Munro.
Rolly Munro, that's it. That's the one.
Ruben Woodcraft says, I've just got the Woodcut Pro form for larger Horowin. I love it so far after 2 projects.
Mine's the woodcut I've got is the smaller one. Don't know why I'm doing that. I've got a bloody vacuum to do that. Once I get it plugged in.
Ben, you're going to have Kez dribbling over a microphone in a minute.
Yeah, mix of crisps. I'm not sure I could cope with them next.
John Hayes says, Wayne, are dried kiln woods only way to make sure all the bugs are dead in the pitted woods?
Well, either that or you can use woodworm remover. Coat the wood in woodworm remover. What else can you do? Microwave it. That tends to kill them off fairly sharp. See, even kiln dried. Now the thing is with kiln dried wood, when people use a kiln to dry wood, it doesn't get to a high temperature. So chances are it's not going to kill off any bugs that are in there anyway.
Woodwork learner Wayne, what do you hate turning, and can you give a demo next week?
Right, what do I hate? Now, are you talking about wood, or are you talking about particular things? Because there's one particular wood, and sadly I can't remember the name of it, but it makes me sneeze, something chronic. I did some in a live either last year or the year before, and I didn't stop sneezing for about 4 hours afterwards.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
David Nichols says, when turning fruit, how do you mount it on the lathe?
Right. What I used to have the multi-star chuck, which is an older style of chuck. It's not a 4-jaw chuck. I used to have the multi-star chuck, and one of the small screw chucks that they had on that chuck was absolutely ideal for turning fruit. The screw was that good, because fruit tends to be turned end grain. The screw was that good that it actually gripped turning end grain.
Wow.
There you go. Doug Miller says, Iroko?
No, it wasn't a Iroko, because I've turned quite a lot of Iroko.
John Hayes is in.
Hiya, John.
Ruben says, I needed a stronger, bigger one as I'm hollowing a big chunk of Robina to carve a life-size helmet from it.
Oh, nice.
Not cheap, though.
No.
You have 56 people out there, Wayne.
Excellent. Cheers, guys. Need to clean out again.
Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, everybody. It shows the YouTube people that you like this type of content. Dr. Bob is in the chat. He says, good
Hey,
day
Dr.
from VA Hospital in Washington, D.C., waiting for my appointment.
How
Hope
you
you're all right
doing?
there, Dr. Bob.
Not seen you for a while. Are you having your coffee and donuts? I'm just going to move my tail stock out the way and come in with the slightly bigger Simon Hope follower.
Question from Ben Glamin. Have
Yeah.
you considered learning Mandarin so that you can expose your skills to a wider market?
No.
Have you considered learning English?
I did consider learning Southern. And I thought, what's the point? There are a bunch of heathens down there anyway.
John Hayes says it looks like there's spaghetti on the lathe.
It does, doesn't it? Spaghetti bolognese for tea, anybody?
Gav wants to know what does Simon call that hollower?
I'm not certain. You'd probably have to go and have a look on the website to tell you the truth. Oh, that's getting
Again, I may be biased, but I'd still use the number 1, 2, and 3 Hollowers by Easywood.
Well, to tell you the truth, if I'd had any experience with them, I'd probably be recommending them myself.
I'll bring them up next time I come up to you.
Let's see how we're doing. Oh, we're doing fine. We're doing fine.
Dr. Bob says he's got 6 in the waiting room who are actually watching you on the big screen. Yes, I have coffee from the canteen.
Excellent.
Hello, everybody in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Benjamin says the Hope Cryo 10mm medium hook tool or the Hope Cryo large hook tool.
It hasn't. All it is on this is hope turning.
David Miller's in, says hello Wayne, earworms, and everyone in the chat.
Hello. Right, I
Gav
think that
says
should
cheers
be...
Ben, I'm making my Christmas wish list.
Yep, that's that about done. Now, obviously, you can see where I've put the accelerator on for the super glue. I've got all this white marks, so I've left a fair bit of thickness into the walls, so I can actually just get that turned off now. I'll use my smaller tool rest.
John Hayes says, Wayne, any new inspirations from pottery books for turning, sorry.
What I tend to do is just go online and look at pottery, maybe Roman, Grecian, stuff like this. I'm just at the moment going to dig a couple of books out. I'm sure I've shown these ones before. There we are. Now, I'm not very sure. In fact, I think these books are still in print. Because I'm sure somebody ordered one the last time I showed them.
Gav says Classic Forms is a good book.
Right. There's one, Shapes for Wood Turners. And this goes through... let's have a quick look. Bottles and decanters, lidded containers, candlesticks, bowls and vases, things like this. And what they've done is, like, on a graph paper, they've got half of the form on the graph paper, so you can actually get your shape and everything.
That's pretty good.
Quite a good book. This one's by David Weldon. And if you want
in theory, what you could do is you could cut it out on a piece of card or wood or something like that and use it as a template.
Yes. Now, if people have got a pen and paper to hand, the ISBN number for this is ISBN 07134703113. First published in 1992. The second book is by a guy called John Hunnex. He brought quite a few books out. In fact, this one's signed. And this is just a series of photographs and who they buy for different forms, things like this, which is a very good one as well. This was first published in 1993, and the ISBN for this one is 09468194559. But again, when I finish doing the turning on this, when I come back to the main camera again, I'll read those numbers out again so people know where to go to get them. Right, I'm just going to refine the shape of the eye on this now. and then I'll get some finishing work done on it. Yeah, that's taking off the majority of that. I'll just do a bit more just at the mouth.
Nice. You've got 54 in the chat and 27 thumbs up, Wayne. And
Excellent.
You are 36 minutes in, mate.
Now, I did get a couple of catches right on the mouth of this when I was hollowing, so I'll just get that refined. A wee bit on the high side. Oops. Let's start from there. That'll be better.
I don't know if it's just me or not, but it seems like YouTube chat has slowed down.
All right.
Stopped working. Oh no, it started moving again. Brian McLaughlin says that sounds quite thin, Wayne.
It is. It's fairly thin. It's not that bad though, Brian.
It's a good shape, though.
Yeah.
I do like the shape.
John Hayes says cemetery dimensions looks perfect.
Thank you. There we go. I'll not be putting a foot on this. Right, that's got rid of all there's a wee bit of white there that's still in the crack. Not a hell of a lot I can do about that. So we'll just get the sanding now.
Really, get rid of that.
I'm just going to sand just on the inside here. I'm not going to sand the inside. I'm not going to risk putting my fingers in there. And at the moment, I don't have any pads for my small inertia arbor.
John Hayes says, is this a math rule for the ice appeal?
Is it what?
A math rule for the eye appeal?
To tell you the truth, I haven't actually measured this to see if it is either going by the golden ratio or 3-to-1, which to me are two totally different things anyway.
Benjamin's got a weird question for the chat. He says, when you die, what type of wood do you want for your urn? I want Jake to make mine out of resin on Saturday morning cartoons.
Brilliant.
Ruben says you can try and cut a bit of wood in a rough shape of the inside and stick the sandpaper to that.
I could, but I'm not going to.
So how comes you're not using drilly then, Wayne?
Right, the reason I'm not using drilly, I don't usually use drilly when I'm doing when the wood's in this orientation, in end grain orientation, I don't usually use drilly when I'm doing that. The reason that I used drilly when I did that really off-center vase is because I was just going to be hitting one side of it, and it was probably going to hurt my fingers a hell of a lot doing that. So I decided I'd hurt drilly instead.
Oh.
I know, shame in it.
Oh, drilly. I suppose it's better than your fingers.
Right, that's done to 240. Oh, just need a bit more done up at the top here.
Brian McCogan says back to work time. 20 minutes, snowmen to do. Cheers, everyone. Take it easy, Brian.
See you soon, Brian.
Grand. Put some sand and sealer on that now. And today I'm just using acrylic sand and sealer by Chestnut. Oh, that one.
There you go.
Definitely shows that grain off now, doesn't it?
It does,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Beautiful.
Just take off the excess on that.
Do you usually have
Oh,
a preference over sanding sealer?
I don't. Usually it's the first one that comes to hand, Jamie, tell you the truth. I do use both. I use both acrylic and cellulose, and it really is the first one that comes to hand. And what I usually forget to do, and what I forgot to do this time as well, I don't like that bloody angle of that camera. I'm going to have a look at that. What I usually do is start the part and cut before I do the sanding, and you'll see why when I start doing the part and cut now.
The fur up.
Yeah.
Get some fuzzies.
So just at the bottom of the part of the vase here, it's actually started to, like Jamie says, fur up, and you've got to end up starting to do all your sanding and finishing and everything again. I'll just clean that up there, and what I'm going to do is just sharpen my parting tool.
Woodwork Learner says, do you use shellac sanding sealer anymore?
I don't. To tell you the truth, I don't even think I have ever used shellac sand and sealer. Because acrylics and cellulose sand and sealer, it started coming in when I started turning, and I went straight to them.
Lawrence is in. He's saying good afternoon to everybody.
Hi, Lawrence.
Hi, Lawrence.
Right, so what I'm using now is my usual, getting camera, Yorkshire grit. I'll get some of that rubbed on.
With hands that feel pity, can be soft as your face, with light brown, Yorkshire gritty.
Turn the speed down as close as you can to 250. I know people who have got lathes with the Reeves drive. Usually the lowest speed they can get down to is around about 450, 500, sometimes even 600. If that's the lowest speed, that's the speed you start with.
Mm-hmm.
And just rub it in with the piece of paper that you used to put it on with for a couple of minutes to start the abrasive paste work. And the way that Yorkshire grit works is that it's a mixture of beeswax, mineral oil, and rotten stone, and I think a couple of other ingredients in there as well. But as you're rubbing it in, the abrasive part of it, which is the rotten stone, actually breaks down and becomes finer and finer. So by the time you stop using it, like for example, I sanded this to 240. By the time the Yorkshire grit has done its work, it'll have the equivalent grit of 1,000.
Ben James says, I wonder how the road trip is going. I suspect they've all fallen asleep. They were in here earlier, Ben.
No,
having a whale of a time.
They were on the M18 earlier on, Ben, so I would imagine they're off the M18 now and heading up towards Scarborough.
Norman Greenwell says he needs to go and take the dogs out.
Okay, Norman, thanks for coming in.
Out.
Right, that's the Yorkshire grit done. So I'll get a clean piece of paper, turn off the lathe while I'm reaching over for that. And what shall I use today? I'm going to use my Hampshire Sheen microcrystalline wax. Nearly out of this, I'm going to have to get some more.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, mate.
Mind you, saying that, I have got a full tin of chestnut microcrystalline, so...
I'm exactly the same.
And it's Chestnut Products' 30th birthday. Around about now. Yeah, they've got a quiz on tonight.
Yeah.
On YouTube, on their YouTube channel, and Terry usually does a pretty good quiz, to tell you the truth. It's usually good for a laugh. There we go. Get this parted off now. How are we doing on time, Jamie?
We are at almost 10 to, mate.
Oh,
Vincent Charlton's got a question. He says, can you use a Liberon wax polish on that piece?
Yes, you can. No problem whatsoever.
Marcel, direct question. I have never seen Wayne reverse the piece to remove the tenant. Why do you prefer to part the piece off?
It's just it's the way I was taught. It's the way I was taught. I've always used the part and chisel to part off, and I've gotten quite used to doing parting with one hand, so I can actually hold on to the piece.
Yeah.
And on you, it gives a nice clean cut on you. Move that over a bit. And all I've got to do is take this nub out of the center, and I use my skew chisel for doing that.
He says fair enough.
And then what I would do is, well, I'll show you on camera what it looks like anyway. But what I'd actually do now, there we go. So that's the bottom of it. You can see that it's fairly clean. But what I'd do, I'd put a sanding pad in my Jacob's chuck in the lathe and just get that sanded up and finished nicely. But that's the finished piece. Just a nice wee U hollow form, wall thickness. Oh,
Ruben Woodcraft says, "Well done, you."
Cheers, Ruben. Wall thickness 5-6 mil, I reckon, something like that. So it's not exceptionally thin on the wall thickness, but good for a demo. Nice piece of burry bit on there.
Looks like flowers.
Yeah. I think that type of burr, the pattern, they classify sometimes as bird's eye.
Ah, yeah.
Doug Miller says, doggone, I just looked on Amazon for spray sanding seal at $18 a can here in the US. You're jerking, man.
I know. And then you got your postage on top of that, Doug. See, I don't know if there's any people in the States that actually produce spray-on sand and sealer, obviously because I'm in the UK. But Chestnut certainly
Does
does.
Martin not sell it over there now?
Well, if Martin sells it over there, it'll be at the Walnut Log, or it'll be at the Wood Store in Texas. I'm sure it's called the Wood Store. Or if you happen to be in Canada, it'll be with Rob at Woodsley Summercraft.
Woodsley Summercraft.
Yeah, that's basically the three outlets in the US and Canada that Martin sells his stuff at. That's where you can also pick up Yorkshire Grit as well. Right, Hodgepodge is saying that Mohawk make a spray sand and sealer. It doesn't have to be spray. Now, this is the thing. It doesn't have to be spray. We tend to use spray on sand and sealer more for ease of use. It is more expensive than just buying the liquid stuff. I mean, I've got both the what's thinners.
Marcel Durette says Krylon makes a spray sealer, but it's also he said Hodgepodge says it's also $18.
Yeah, you can use the liquid cellulose sand and sealer. What I do with this is thin it down with cellulose thinners. I've also got the acrylic liquid one as well somewhere. Yeah, I've got acrylic sand and sealer, which can be watered down with water. Right. Is anybody wanting the
John Hayes says, have you ever French polished a piece?
No, I've never French polished a piece. I don't think French polishing does anything for the wood when it's being turned, if you see what I mean. It takes a long time to do French polishing properly, and it looks, as far as I'm concerned, it looks much nicer on flat work. Chestnut do sell a product that's called French polish, but it's not really French polishing. French polishing takes a hell of a long time to learn and to do properly.
Yeah, you have to get it up in like a rag in a ball, didn't you? Then
yeah. Grant, so I think that's me. Do you want me to write in the ISBN numbers in the thing?
What you could do, Wayne, is you could put it over on your Wayne the Woodturner Facebook page.
Yes, I could. Yeah, I'll do that. Right, if there are no more questions, I think that's us today. Thanks everybody for coming along. Very much appreciated as usual. So yeah, tonight there's no Steve on tonight from SK Crafts. He's also having the weekend at with Glyn and Joe at Yorkshire Grit HQ. But there is the Chestnut Products quiz later on. I'm not very sure what time it's starting. I think I've got a link. If you go to my link tree in the description, I think I've got a link to the quiz in there. If anybody fancies going across and having a bit of a laugh. And I think there's a prize tonight. I think the winner is, I don't think it's a personal prize, but the winner is getting the £50 to donate to their favourite charity.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty cool.
Grand, no more questions. I'm going to hit the button, guys. Thanks again, everybody, for coming along, and I will see you in my premiere on Sunday, which is at 10:30 p.m. Jamie's premiere is at 11 p.m. on Sunday, and tomorrow morning we have got Saturday morning cartoons with Jake and Jamie. So that's 10 a.m. Central, 4 p.m. UK. Hodgepodge has said, "Is Mark bringing all the others for protection from Joe?" Yes, yeah. I think he's probably a bit on the worried side, to tell you the truth.